I would like now to give the floor to Mr. Emil, who is the mayor of Cluj-Napoca and president of the Romanian Association of Regions. Mr. Bach, you are also a former prime minister, so with your huge experience, what do you think are the immediate needs? I mean, we've already heard some of the things that we can all do to help Ukrainians, but what do you think is most needed in regions that are close to the Ukrainian border, and how can we help? How can the EU help?
Ladies and gentlemen, bonjour à toutes, bonjour à tous. I will try to answer to your question using some facts from the ground and data. Until yesterday in Romania, for example, we had 120,000 refugees. Out of them, 70,000 left Romania for Western Europe. Still 50,000 are in Romania. 18,000 are small children. And I think here is the problem. We need to take care of them, to integrate in education, in health, and all the components. Second, from the very first moment, the local and the regional authorities were on the ground, and they are on the ground to take care and to support the refugees. There is a fabulous support from the civil society and for Romanian citizens, as it is in Poland, in Slovakia, in Hungary. All over the borders, it's a strong support from our citizens. And in our city, Cluj-Napoca, we have an action called All for Ukraine, a global initiative to support Ukraine, and it's all over the country. So what we need now is to understand that the worst part didn't arrive. At least it is my opinion. So we have to be prepared for worse. This is not just a sprint of support, it is a marathon. So we need European support, we need the borders, countries to be involved, we need our citizens to keep the enthusiasm and to be around. What is Romania going to ask? Is going to ask to activate the European mechanism for civil protection and migration, and if the procedure could be speeded up, of course, would be very helpful in order to deal perfectly. In this very moment, we do have the situation under control, but we do need support in the future. As the European Union, what do we need? Definitely, we need one voice, strong and united. I'm so proud to be European, to see one voice of the entire European Union. I think it's the very first time from the long period of time when the Europe is united, showing that we can act together, and you will see the trust in the European Union increasing in the months which will come. So no concession to Mr. Putin. What is enough is enough. So I think this will be a strong message from our side. Also, I do believe we need to extend the sanctions to Belarus. We need to support the acceleration procedure for Ukraine and Moldova to be part of the European Union. We have to give a strong signal to the Ukrainian people, to the Moldavian people. They are not alone. They are part of democracy because they share the same values with us. Also, I strongly recommend, dear mayors, dear colleagues, get in touch with local authorities from Ukraine and Moldova. They need support on the ground, and use the sister city mechanism or other forms of collaborations, going straight to the point, because they need at the place, as Madam Dulkevich mentioned before, their support. And last but not least, we do not blame Russian people for this war. We, as the Romanian Association of Municipalities, we sent the letters to 327 mayors of big municipalities from Russia, asking them to do everything they can to stop the war. This war is not their war. This war is Putin war, not the Russian people's war. We cannot allow our young generation to kill each other for the minds, stupid minds of the Putin regime. They should collaborate, they should work and live in peace in Europe. So we can do everything we can to stop this war, acting on this level. I do believe that this is the beginning of the end for Mr. Putin. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we are stay united, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Putin is going to have the end of the regime. Mr. Putin, you are alone. Mr. Putin, you are on the wrong side of the history. Mr. Putin, we are not going to allow you to build up the future using or inventing the demons of the past. We are living in Europe of peace and democracy. We learn from each other. Just democracy, peace and collaboration is the way for the future, not to reveal the demons of the past as Mr. Putin is trying to do right now in Europe. Jean Monnet, 70 years ago, said once, mieux vaut se disputer autour d'une table que sur un champ de bataille. Better work around the table than a battlefield. This is the lesson from Europe. This is the beginning of a new era of democracy on our continent, and we have to stand and we have to defend our democracy on our continent. All for Ukraine, all for democracy.
Mulțumesc, Mr. Buck.